Ms. Garza.
I'm going to be voting no on this, and because there's so many people in this room that I deeply respect, I wanted to briefly explain why that no. I also want to say, I realize there's never a perfect package that we vote on here. My yes votes don't signal that I agree with everything with that issue. My no votes don't signal that I disagree with everything in that, whatever that issue is. I talked about my dad's story last week in one of my little crybaby moments, and I'll try not to repeat that today. But my biggest concern is the type of jobs that this company is bringing. For me, a priority is as many jobs as possible that help our low and middle income families. And I don't see this in this package. And so it's hard for me to support it. I look at the other side, which is the health side, the community benefits, yet they are not required to provide any of those. Yes, they've provided it in other places that they've been, but they are not required to provide any of those. Most of the speakers that spoke here today spoke about those kinds of benefits, and they're not required to do that. Back to my dad, who, I talk about our successes as a family, and it was purely because somebody with a GED was able to get a job that provided great pay for my family, health care, incentives that encouraged him to go back to school. I want to tell the rest of his story because he's not just a GED recipient. When he became a firefighter and that job allowed him to continue his education, he started taking classes. He had to take remedial high school classes to get into community college, and then he transferred. And then he got his college degree 2 weeks before I graduated from high school. That job, a GED recipient, allowed my family to have the successes that it did. And so I think there are wonderful things in this package. I cannot support it because, for me, a priority is bringing jobs to this city that help our middle class and low income families. There are other companies here that do not need any incentives to do all the wonderful things that Merck is promising to do. One that comes off the top of my head is HEB. They do so much for our community, and in fact, we've tried to give them incentives to build grocery stores, and they're like, we don't want your incentives. And then they'll say, we're going to do more for you because we know your issues. So those are the reasons that I cannot support this package.